Every evening, when the world quiets down and the day finally loosens its grip, we are given a precious chance to return to ourselves. The hours of the day may have been busy, stressful, or uncertain, but the evening is a sacred threshold. It is the bridge between what has passed and what has not yet arrived. In Buddhism, reflection is not just a spiritual practice. It is medicine for the restless heart. When we close the day with mindful words, we cleanse the mind of heaviness and plant seeds of peace for tomorrow. Imagine ending every night not with worry, regret, or unfinished thoughts, but with gentle reminders that guide you back to wisdom. Just 6 short reflections can change how you sleep, how you dream, and how you awaken. These 6 reminders are rooted in timeless Buddhist teachings about impermanence, gratitude, compassion, and self-understanding. They are simple, but when practiced daily, they reshape the heart. So tonight and every night after, tell yourself these 6 things. They are not just words, they are guidance and the key to inner peace. Let us begin. 1. Today is complete. The first thing to tell yourself each evening is, today is complete. Why is this so important? Because the mind is never satisfied with endings. When we lie down at night, our thoughts often replay what went wrong, what could have been better, or what we still need to do tomorrow. We cling to the day, even when it is already gone. But Buddhist wisdom reminds us, once the sun has set, the day is no longer ours to control. Its lessons remain, but its events are finished. Saying to yourself, today is complete, is an act of acceptance. It is a way of telling your mind, let go. You don't need to carry the weight of the unfinished. You don't need to keep turning over conversations, tasks, or mistakes. What's done is done. The world has closed the chapter of this day, and so can you. In Buddhist practice, monks and lay practitioners often reflect on the passing of time. Each night is a small death, the end of a cycle that will never return again. To say, today is complete, is not sadness, it is wisdom. It is acknowledging impermanence, one of the most profound truths the Buddha taught. Impermanence means that everything arises, lasts for a while, and then passes away. A flower blooms, then fades. A season comes, then goes. A life begins, then ends. When we resist this truth, we suffer, because we cling to what cannot stay. But when we embrace impermanence, peace enters the heart. By affirming that the day is complete, you remind yourself that life moves in cycles. You remind yourself that not every question must be answered today, not every task must be finished, and not every emotion must be solved before you sleep. You give yourself permission to rest, knowing that tomorrow is another chance. Think of a monk striking the gong at the end of evening meditation. The sound rings out, pure and final. The practice is over. No need to return to it. This is the spirit of saying, today is complete. You may still feel that you didn't do enough. You may feel regret for words spoken or sadness for opportunities missed. But remember this, every day is a teacher, not a test. What you experience today, whether good or bad, was meant to shape you. And now it has done its work. You can thank the day, bow to it, and let it rest. As you close your eyes tonight, imagine placing the entire day into a box and sealing it shut. The conversations, the challenges, the successes, the mistakes, everything. Seal the box and put it on a shelf in your mind. It doesn't belong in your bed, in your dreams, or in your restless thoughts. It belongs in the past, where it can no longer disturb you. Repeat to yourself gently, "Today is complete." Feel the relief in those words. The weight falls off your shoulders. The mind stops running. Peace enters. You are free to rest. 2. I am grateful for the gifts of today. The second thing to tell yourself each evening is, I am grateful for the gifts of today. Gratitude is not just polite manners, it is a powerful medicine for the restless heart. In Buddhist teaching, the mind that is grateful is a mind that is content. Without gratitude, we chase endlessly after more. With gratitude, even the smallest things bring joy. At night, before you close your eyes, pause and look back on the day. Ask yourself, what gifts did I receive today? They may not be dramatic or grand. Sometimes the greatest blessings are hidden in ordinary moments. Perhaps you shared a laugh with someone you love. Perhaps you had food to eat, water to drink, and a safe place to rest. Perhaps you saw the sky change colors or felt the warmth of the sun. When you say, I am grateful for the gifts of today, you shift your mind away from scarcity and toward abundance. The ego always wants more. It complains, I didn't get what I wanted. Things didn't go my way. But gratitude answers, I received more than I noticed. Life gave me blessings, even in difficulty. This reflection is deeply Buddhist because gratitude is tied to awareness. The Buddha taught that mindfulness is to see things clearly as they are. Gratitude is simply seeing reality from the heart. It is realizing that life has already provided enough. Even in a difficult day, there is something to be grateful for. Perhaps the day taught you patience. Perhaps it revealed your strength. Perhaps it gave you another chance to practice compassion. Even pain can be a gift if it awakens wisdom in you. When you practice gratitude at night, you soften your heart. Resentments lose their grip. Worries quiet down. The body relaxes because gratitude is a gentle energy that heals. Scientific studies even confirm this. People who express gratitude sleep better, stress less, and experience more happiness. The Buddha knew this truth long before science. Say to yourself, I am grateful for the gifts of today. List them silently. Count them on your breath. Each breath in, a blessing. Each breath out, thank you. Imagine bowing to the day with a grateful heart. Imagine saying thank you to the people who touched your life, to the food that nourished you, to the earth beneath your feet, and to the air that carried your breath. Gratitude is not just words, it is a deep recognition of connection. You are not separate, you are supported, nourished, and carried by countless conditions. The bed you sleep on, the clothes you wear, the water you drink. None of these are yours alone. They are the result of countless hands, efforts, and elements. When you realize this, gratitude flows naturally, and with gratitude, peace enters. So tonight, whisper gently, I am grateful for the gifts of today. Let that gratitude fill your heart and carry you into sleep like a warm blanket of peace. 3. I forgive myself and others. The third thing to tell yourself each evening is, I forgive myself and others. This may be the most important reflection of all, because forgiveness is the key that unlocks peace in the heart. Without it, the mind carries heavy chains of resentment, regret, and guilt. These chains do not punish others, they punish you. When you go to bed angry, hurt, or ashamed, you carry those emotions into your dreams and into tomorrow. But when you forgive, you release yourself from suffering. In Buddhism, forgiveness is not about pretending that harm did not happen. It is not about excusing wrong actions or ignoring pain. Forgiveness is about freeing the heart from poison. The Buddha compared anger and resentment to holding a hot coal in your hand, intending to throw it at someone else. But who gets burned first? You do. The fire consumes your hand long before you ever throw it. When you tell yourself each night, "I forgive myself and others," you let go of the coal. You refuse to carry burning fire into your rest. You choose peace over punishment. First, forgive yourself. Every human being makes mistakes. Every human being falls short. The Buddha himself taught that we are all learners, walking the path step by step. To expect perfection is to demand the impossible. So each night, release the heavy burden of self-judgment. Say gently, "I did my best. I forgive myself for what I did not know, for where I fell short, for where I was still learning." This self-forgiveness is not laziness. It is compassion. It is acknowledging that you are human. You grow not by punishing yourself, but by embracing yourself with kindness. When you forgive yourself, you open the door to improvement because the heart is no longer paralyzed by shame. Then forgive others. Think of the people who hurt you today through words, actions, or even neglect. See them clearly. They are also human, also imperfect, also learning. The Buddha taught that those who harm others are often lost in ignorance or pain themselves. Their unskillful actions are born from confusion, fear, or suffering. This does not mean you approve of their actions, but you understand their humanity. So release them from your prison of resentment. Whisper, "I forgive you, not because you deserve it, but because I deserve peace." Some hurts are deep and may not vanish in a single night. That is okay. Forgiveness is a practice, not a single event. Even saying the words, "I forgive you," begins to soften the stone around your heart. Over time, the stone crumbles and freedom arises. Imagine your anger and guilt as dark smoke filling your chest. With every breath of forgiveness, the smoke clears. With every breath, your heart becomes lighter. Eventually, it shines with space and clarity. This nightly reflection of forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. It ensures that no poison is carried into tomorrow. It ensures that your sleep is untroubled, your dreams are peaceful, and your spirit wakes refreshed. So tonight and every night, tell yourself, "I forgive myself and others." Release the coal, set down the chains, walk freely into the night with peace in your heart. 4. I practiced as best as I could. The fourth thing to tell yourself each evening is, "I practiced as best as I could." At the end of the day, it is easy to feel like you did not do enough. You could have worked harder, you could have been more patient, you could have said kinder words. This constant self-criticism leaves you restless, unsatisfied, and heavy with regret. But Buddhist wisdom reminds us that every day is part of a journey, not a final exam. When you say, "I practiced as best as I could," you affirm that your efforts today, however small, were meaningful. Even if you stumbled, even if you made mistakes, you still practiced. You practiced patience when you held your tongue in frustration. You practiced compassion when you offered a smile. You practiced mindfulness when you returned to your breath, even for a moment. The Buddha never demanded perfection from his followers. He asked only for sincerity. Every step, no matter how small, is progress on the path. A monk sweeping the monastery floor may think his work is ordinary, but in truth, he is practicing mindfulness with every stroke of the broom. In the same way, you practice today, sometimes consciously, sometimes unconsciously. When you reflect at night, do not only see your shortcomings, acknowledge your efforts. Say to yourself, I practiced kindness, I practiced awareness, I practiced letting go. Even if you failed, the very act of noticing is already practice. This reflection protects you from despair and self-hatred. Too often, people believe they must be flawless in order to be worthy. But Buddhism teaches that worth is not earned through perfection. Worth is your true nature. Practice simply uncovers it, layer by layer. Think of a child learning to walk. The child falls again and again, but no parent scolds the child for falling. Instead, they celebrate each attempt because every step, even the stumbling ones, lead to walking. In the same way, each attempt you make today, even if imperfect, is cause for celebration. When you say, I practiced as best as I could, you are not excusing mistakes. You are affirming sincerity. Tomorrow will bring another chance to practice again. Tonight, it is enough to acknowledge your effort. This reflection also brings humility. It reminds you that you are a student of life, not a master. There is no final stage where practice ends. There is only this moment, this effort, this breath. Every day is training. Every day is a chance to deepen wisdom. As you lie down tonight, breathe deeply and remember, I practiced as best as I could. Let these words soften your heart. Let them release the pressure to be perfect. Let them remind you that growth is a gradual unfolding, not a sudden transformation. When the Buddha's disciples asked how to measure progress, he said, do not look at the whole forest, look at the seed. With care, even the smallest seed becomes a tree. Your daily practice is a seed. Trust that it will grow. So tonight, rest knowing that your seed has been planted. Rest knowing that your efforts mattered, even if unseen. Rest in the peace of sincerity. Say gently, I practiced as best as I could. 5. Everything changes, and that is okay. The fifth thing to tell yourself each evening is everything changes, and that is okay. Among all the truths the Buddha taught, impermanence is one of the deepest and most liberating. Everything in life arises, lasts for a while, and then passes away. Nothing stays the same. Our bodies, our thoughts, our relationships, our fortunes, even our emotions. To resist this truth is to suffer. To embrace it is to find peace. At night, when you reflect on your day, remind yourself, everything changes, and that is okay. The joy you felt today will fade, but so will the pain. The difficulties that seemed overwhelming will not last forever, and neither will the successes you clung to. This truth can feel unsettling, but it is also deeply comforting. Think of the seasons. Winter gives way to spring. Spring blossoms into summer. Summer cools into autumn. None of them last, and yet each is beautiful in its time. Life is the same. Joys and sorrows come and go like the changing seasons of the heart. When you remind yourself of impermanence, you free yourself from attachment. You no longer grip joys with desperation, afraid of losing them. You no longer resist sorrows with hatred, afraid they will stay forever. You realize that everything flows. Life is a river, not a stone. This reflection also helps with fear of the future. Often, we worry at night about what tomorrow will bring. But when you remember impermanence, you understand tomorrow will not last either. Whatever comes, it too will pass. With this understanding, anxiety loses its power. The Buddha once said, "All conditioned things are like a dream, an illusion, a bubble, a shadow, like dew or a flash of lightning. Thus should you meditate upon them." This does not mean life is meaningless. It means life is precious precisely because it is fleeting. We treasure a flower more because we know it will fade. We treasure a moment more because we know it will not return. So tonight, tell yourself, everything changes and that is okay. Let go of the day's joys without clinging. Let go of the day's sorrows without resistance. Hold life gently, knowing that nothing is permanent, and that is what makes it beautiful. As you fall asleep, imagine your worries as clouds in the sky. Watch them drift, dissolve, and disappear. You do not need to chase them. You do not need to hold them. Simply let them pass. Impermanence is not a curse. It is the greatest gift. Because everything changes, new beginnings are always possible. 6. May all beings be safe, peaceful, and free. The sixth and final thing to tell yourself each evening is, may all beings be safe, peaceful, and free. This reflection is an expression of metta, or loving kindness, the boundless compassion the Buddha encouraged us to cultivate. Loving kindness expands the heart beyond the limits of self and connects us with all beings everywhere. It is the final step before rest because it leaves your mind filled not with fear or anger, but with love. At night, when you are about to close your eyes, whisper this simple wish: may all beings be safe, peaceful, and free. Begin with yourself. Wish safety, peace, and freedom for your own body and mind. Say, may I be safe, may I be peaceful, may I be free. This is not selfishness, it is necessary. Just as you cannot pour water from an empty cup, you cannot give love to others if you deny it to yourself. Then extend the wish outward. Think of the people you love. Imagine them smiling, healthy, and at peace. Whisper, may you be safe, peaceful, and free. Next, extend it further. Think of those who challenge you, those who hurt you, or those you struggle to forgive. They too are human. They too seek happiness and safety. Whisper to them, may you be safe, peaceful, and free. Finally, extend this wish to all beings, animals, plants, strangers, even those you will never meet. Imagine the whole earth wrapped in a soft light of compassion. Say, may all beings be safe, peaceful, and free. This reflection transforms the mind. Instead of falling asleep with narrow, self-centered thoughts, you fall asleep with a heart as vast as the sky. Instead of clinging to grudges or fears, you rest in boundless love. The Buddha taught that the practice of loving kindness protects the mind like armor. Those who cultivate it are not easily shaken by hatred, anger, or fear. Science also confirms this. Regular loving kindness meditation increases happiness, lowers stress, and improves relationships. So every night, before you sleep, bless the world with your heart. It does not matter if no one hears you. The act itself purifies your mind. It fills your dreams with peace. It prepares you to wake with a spirit of kindness for the new day. Whisper softly, may all beings be safe, peaceful, and free. Let those words be your final thought before sleep. With them, you rest not only for yourself, but for the world. These 6 reminders are not mere words. They are seeds. If you plant them each evening, they will grow into habits of peace, gratitude, forgiveness, sincerity, acceptance, and compassion. Each night is an ending, and each morning is a beginning. When you close your day with mindfulness, you carry peace into your sleep and wisdom into your tomorrow. Over time, these reflections shape not just your evenings, but your entire life. Remember, the path of the Buddha is not about escaping life. It is about living life with clarity, kindness, and awareness. These 6 reflections are a way to walk that path, step by step, day by day. So tonight, as you prepare to rest, repeat them softly. Let them settle into your heart like gentle rain soaking into the soil. Sleep peacefully, knowing that you have done enough, that you are enough, and that tomorrow will come in its own time. And as you close your eyes, whisper one final time, "May all beings be safe, peaceful, and free."